What is graphic design? Hmm. I left this screen blank for a reason. I want you to think in your mind. Think of a favorite brand. Think of a think of a brand you love, and it can be an online app. It could be Shazam. It could be Spotify. It could be Instagram. It could be Google. It could be Nike. It could be Coca Cola, Mountain Dew. Think of your favorite brands. Now, can you envision their logos? Their logo is kind of like their face or their signature. It's not their brand, but they unify their brand with their logo. This goes way beyond, though. Graphic design is way beyond the logo. It's all those pages in the Apple website, it's all the layouts, it's their corporate identity. It's actually the signs you follow if you're walking in an airport and you need to find your gate. It's environmental. It could be environmental design. You might work with many, many people. It goes on and on and on. It really is a vast field, and it's just fabulous because of that, because there are so many tracks, so many avenues one can take. All right, so defining graphic design. This is important. It doesn't say graphic design is a bunch of pretty pictures. It really is. It's a visual language that is used to convey a message. It's very important. That's why I highlighted it. I want to underline it like 20 times. Visual language by using photos, typography, assets, charts, all kinds of things that you build together, what you know, and your skill set, what you can do with these images. It's used to convey a message. This is very important, just as important as the visual language. So you're creating a visual language to talk to usually a targeted audience. That's what that means. It's a visual representation of an idea. You come up with the idea. Many times we call that a concept. A good design always has a great concept. So it relies on that creation, selection, and organization of all these visual elements and assets that you create or find to create an effective story or communication. You're talking to your audience. Right there, I put this in there. It's a message to an audience. That's what you do. That is the fun part about it. All right, so ways that we do this. How do we talk to the audience? Well, we inform them, we persuade them. We persuade them to buy this type of cereal. We motivate them to make a donation for a cause. We identify or create identity programs for corporations, for their business cards and for their annual reports. We organize information for instructional materials, or even think of the instructional manual for your vacuum cleaner. I'm sure a designer organized that information. We brand things, we make logos, we make wayfinding signs for location. We also make maps and charts. It goes on and on. There's just many things that graphic designers do. And those are all ways that we communicate. These are things that we create, and this list goes on and on, literally. I mean, this is me just typing, and I'm sure there's many more. Go ahead and read through these, charts, advertising, magazines, newspapers, location signs, wayfinding signs, icons, logos, um, profile pictures, even app design, all those things, shopping bags. It goes on and on. We have a wide list of things that we work on, and that's one of the reasons that our field is so exciting. There's just a huge amount of things to do and create for, and to top it off, the list just keeps getting bigger because technology keeps changing. What do? We create and design for all of those things. And it's always creatively or it's always informatively or it's always persuasive. Ways to express visual verbal communication in meeting. It's a creative discipline. It focuses on visual communication. All right, employment opportunities, where you might end up working. And these are just things that came off the top of my head, and there's more. I'm sure they're all over. In-house, printers, branding firms, agencies, advertising agencies, design studios, even like a hospital, they even have an in-house design studio or in-house design department. There's just all kinds of reasons people need us. It's great. They need graphic designers. These are just some quotes. The top one's from your book. So if you haven't gotten it yet, remember to get it. Like I said, it's at the bookstore. You don't need to get the one with the code. We're not going to use the My Arts Lab. I will be giving you exercises throughout the semester. But you do need the book because you will be using it for your next Design 2 and 3. And it's a great book, really. It has great examples, and it has good interviews with designers that I think are important. So definitely something to get. Anyway, the first chapter has already been uploaded for you to read. So if you need a week or two, or at least a week to get the first chapter, you can use that PDF file. But this is from your book. So it is always changing and advancing. It has to. I mean, technology is just exploding. There's nothing permanent except change. I throw that in there, and yes, that's so true in our field. And designing is not a profession, but an attitude. I thought this is a good idea to talk about because it does take some passion, not just attitude, but it does take a bit of passion, and it is fun. So don't be scared. It's just that it is a lot of work, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. So I thought I would put this link up here, and I'll put the notes up so that you can get to this link from Paula Scher from Pentagram. She's a founding member. She's a designer that I've always looked up to. She started really, she was strong in illustrating typography. So those were two really fascinating fields to me, and for some reason, of course, they still are. So I thought this was a great interview because she speaks about how she evolved to where she is now and to explore. And that's what I want you to think about. Right now, this is about exploring and learning. And, not everything's going to be perfect, and don't worry about it. This is a long process, and it's definitely doable, and it takes practice. So she talks about her path and how she went through some different levels, and I think it's very human, and you might enjoy that. So go ahead and listen to that this week. Another thing that us designers love to do is collaborate. Many minds are usually better than one. So whether it's with your art director or even with your client, if you end up freelancing, you're going to end up doing some collaboration. That's just part of being a graphic designer. And some designers, or not designers, you will collaborate with designers. If you were in an ad agency, you would probably be in a group or a team brainstorming and looking at other people's work and helping them. And they would be doing the same for you. You might end up having to hire photographers, illustrators. You might definitely probably work with printers or web developers. Definitely the world of collaboration happens in graphic design. One thing I might add is I think you should get a sketchbook, start sketching, journaling, doodling, even making, collecting samples of things that you like and maybe taping them in your journal. It just is a great idea to start getting you used to kind of having a creative exercise of sketching or thinking about creative things.